Hi there, this is John Hyman from Commercial Real Estate Online. This is the YouTube channel for commercial real estate brokerage around the world. I like to share ideas relating to commercial real estate, sales, leasing and property management across office, industrial and retail. So this is the channel for you, and of course you can subscribe for more videos like this at our website, which is commercial-real-estate-training.com. So today's program. It's all about industrial property, creating a checklist when it comes to listing activity. So it's time for you to grab a coffee, come back and listen to the program, and of course get some ideas from this program to help you with your listing activities with industrial property. I guess the message is there's plenty of industrial property out there for you to list and work with in sales and leasing activity. Also property management, but from a different angle, of course. So, know the industrial precincts. Let's have a look at that. Get to understand the industrial property in all its complexity in your location. Your town or city will likely have different industrial precincts, some pressures, some priorities, some unique areas. And of course, some of those areas will be better than others. Rents and vacancies will change by precinct. So get to know what's going on in the industrial zone, what people are looking for from investment, from occupancy, all of those things. Know why businesses prefer one industrial zone over another, and then dig deeper when it comes to investment property performance. That is prices, rents, yields, capitalisation rates, that sort of thing. Review the locations for business operations and convenience, and certainly get to know all the businesses in the location. Talk to them, ask them what they're doing when it comes to operating, for relocating, expanding or contracting or changing businesses in the industrial precinct. So going a bit further, look at the industrial property from an occupancy perspective. That is, how much does it cost to be in that zone? Does it serve the tenants well or the businesses? Know the region, the precinct, the street and the neighbouring properties. So when you're standing on the street, look around you, look at all the businesses around you, look at the properties, the way in which the property is maintained, and of course how businesses operate. So investigate everything and can create your checklist of facts and questions about the property. That's what this set of slides will help you with. So look at things as an occupant perspective. Imagine you're operating a business there. Would it work for you? That's the question to consider. So industrial property, let's look at it. Know these things. Specifically, ask questions about these things and investigate them. Number one, development costs. They will vary for an industrial property from location to location based on access to vacant land, zoning, services and amenities, plus construction materials. So you should be able to research the construction costs for a typical industrial property in your location. It's not hard. Get to know how much it costs to buy the land, build the building, and then of course you'll have some comparisons when it comes to looking at the overall sale price and the capitalisation of the passing rent. Two things to compare. The capitalisation rate, the value of the property, and then of course look at the development costs, the cost to put it on the ground. Number two, land costs for industrial development land will be based on the future availability of the land, the zoning and the quality of that land. And of course look at the property overall. Consider the soil, the gradients, the flood risk, environmental pressures and the size. You can do all of those things. Get to know what prices are doing when you look at the similar properties of similar layouts and zoning and gradients, that sort of thing. Break the prices down into costs per unit of area, be that a square foot or a per square metre. Then you can compare things. Number three, warehouse design. For modern, convenient industrial property use. They will be specific designs for industry and property. And of course today, clear span industrial building layouts are really the way to go so that the industrial businesses can operate efficiently and effectively internally to the warehouse. So inspect a property comprehensively to understand the best target markets of tenants and buyers that may be suitable for the asset. For example, heavy industry, light industry, manufacturing, storage, noisy works, environmental pressures when it comes to constructing or manufacturing, that sort of thing. And some businesses have chemical pressures, of course, in their operations of the business itself. So ask questions, create your checklist from this particular set of slides, and then grow the checklist based on the types of businesses that you do work with. Going further to slide number 4. Now, the rents, the lease types, the lease terms, the lease conditions for industrial property situations will change between large, medium and small industrial properties. So the smallest industrial properties are usually some form of strata titling, and then you go up from there. You go up into the larger properties from there, and of course you get to standalone industrial properties, and then they vary on size and use, location, precinct. So individual leases will be based on the investment targets of the landlord and the property use by the particular tenant. So understand what the leases are doing, how they're structured, how they work for the various tenants that are out there, and of course the investors that you would work with. Number 5, that is the prices and the methods of sale for the industrial property today. You'll need to study them and track them for your location, your territory, your town or city. That is the size and the location of the property. It'll likely have local factors that should be considered in pricing and the methods of sale. So try to answer this question. What method of sale would best suit the industrial property in the current market conditions, located where it is at the moment? Number 6, transport corridors for goods delivery and dispatch. That also includes the seaports, the airports, railheads, highways, etc. Also look at number 7, which is the transport costs for typical deliveries and raw materials. That sort of supply will be important when it comes to an industrial property and its operation, so understand those things. Number 8, look at the services and amenities for that particular precinct. The local industrial property should be checked out, including the communications capability such as the internet data, telephone. Then you'll have water services, gas perhaps, electricity of course, all of those things. Understand those things from your perspective and the operation of a business from a tenant or business perspective. Number 9, raw materials, the access to raw materials. Some businesses need a lot of raw materials, so ask questions about that. How will the raw materials get into the zone, into the business location? How will they be stored on site? Understand those things. Number 10, labour access and public transport, so you can see how staff will access the business and get there every day when it comes to operating the business. A skilled labour force may be required, so where will they store their vehicles when they get to the property? Labour access to a local town nearby is important. Number 11, car parking for staff and customers will always be essential to the industrial business and its function. So get to know how staff car parking will work and how customer car parking will work. Is there plenty of car parking there? What about parking on the road? Will it impact the function of the property? Number 12 is the access and turnaround requirements for deliveries and modern transport vehicles. Now, some industrial businesses have large trucks accessing the business frequently every day. How will that work? Is there hard stand storage areas on the property for storage of goods? And how will the large trucks get to and from the property? Maybe by highways, of course, but when they get onto the property, how will they move around the property, deliver the goods, drop off the goods, or pick up? Number 13, the ratios between office and warehouse layouts. Get to know how that works. Some industrial properties have too much office and they become more unique for particular businesses. That's not a good thing. If you're going to work with your landlords and they have investment industrial properties, then the ratios of office to warehouse shouldn't be excessive. Number 14. This is the hard stand areas for external storage in industrial situations. Get to know how the hard stand storage works and of course how practical it is for the type of business in occupancy. Number 15 will be the loading and unloading methods and strategies given the warehouse design. That will involve the circulation of vehicles around the property. So ask questions, look at it, understand how it works, understand the frequency of delivery, loading and unloading. Number 16, floor loadings in the warehouse design. Now they'll have relevance to the type of storage inside the property. That'll be palleting and of course the trolley trucks, the forklifts, those sorts of things, moving things around inside the building. Get to know the floor loadings, how they work, how stable the floor is from a forklift perspective, how things will be moved around and stored on site. Number 17, pallet storage. The requirements for industry today will include storage of some type. So understand the pallet storage, the modern methods of storage as they apply to industrial properties today, and make sure that the property works substantially for the type of business that's in there. The older industrial sites, of course, become more redundant when it comes to storage on site and the movement of goods internally. So the modern industrial warehouse, the sheds, have clear span, and also the floors are very well designed for the movement of forklifts and the storage of pallets and goods, those sorts of things. So that's a summary of industrial property and its unique asset class, investment class for landlords today and businesses to operate within. Ensure that you specialise, have an industrial property checklist to handle all the variables when it comes to the particular property class. When you're doing your listing, your marketing, negotiating, make sure your checklist supports you with information relative to that specific property, that location, and that sale or leasing scenario. So this is John Hyman. Thank you for listening to the video show. Of course, you can check out other videos at the website, which is commercial-realestate-training.com. This is John Hyman signing off for now. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and collect the other videos as we post them online. I'm signing out for now. I'll catch you again very soon online.